have a question now for Amira, because you just said that about your dad like jumping in. Once you're like, it's almost like they passed you like from their umbrella of protection to your husband, right? Can dad intervene? Like if he does something out of pocket, like hits you. I'm not saying he does, but will dad intervene, or is it like now you're under your husband's covering and your outside sources can't do anything anymore? Or will
If
they
a
give you advice, or I don't know how that works.
if a marital issue happens, we believe in keeping things very private. So we would keep things within the family. We don't typically go to police and the courts and the, you see like American women, like first sign of trouble in their household, they're like 911, calling police. We don't do that because we don't want the neighbors to see, because then the neighbors are going to talk, and most of our neighbors are out up, so they're going to be like, oh, look what happened.
Mm-hmm.
So no,
And
we don't
Arabs
call
love to
police.
gossip.
They do. I mean, they
Love
Do
just
it.
they?
there's
They
oh
will
my
do.
god.
They will put themselves in the middle of the drama, just just for the gossip.
And the worst is they'll say like, "Oh, I was there, I saw it," and they weren't there. They
They
didn't see
weren't.
it. But they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I saw it. Yeah, yeah, he hit her. Oh yeah, yeah." And it's so we like things to be very private. Uh, I had been open about this already in my case. Something like that did happen, and I just talked to my father. But actually, it wasn't me who had to speak to my father. My father-in-law went to my father and told him what happened.
Okay.
So I mean, the older men in our culture, they're the ones who come down on the younger guys and tell them, like, set them straight and say, this is
Okay.
this and this is that. And the older women do the same for the younger women.
Okay. So they have like an authority to answer to, either their
But that's the
father or your
culture.
father.
That's the culture. We believe in respect. I mean, we have a different way that we speak to the elders versus the way that we speak to, even in our own language. Our language has a way to speak respectfully to them. So, yeah,
I
the
mean,
elders of the family would take care of it.
Okay.
within our
Awesome.
culture and religion, we, as far as the women, right, for dating and so forth, in terms of respect, women are supposed to usually wear the headscarf that everyone knows and think about whenever they think of Arabs,
What is
right?
that called? A burqa?
Well, hijab for the women is a
Hijab.
hijab, yeah. Um, so that the basic about that is why women need to wear that is one one main reason, as amongst others, is for men not to look at women as just for their appearance, right? It's so if you would see a real like strong Muslim man, if he was to walk down the street with his wife next to him and he would like see a woman, he would never look at the woman. He would look down. He'll put his head down. Especially if they're wearing less to no clothing, they will put their heads down, not even look and give attention. But nowadays in society, nobody's like that anymore. Everyone is like, I mean, you can't go to a beach and not see a girl with a bikini on, right?
Ooh.
So like, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I
So
was
the
trying to
women do. It sounds like the women do it to protect the men from even being like tempted to lust.
it tempted to lust in a sense, yes. Because it's all appearance in the beginning. When a man looks at a woman in the beginning, it's mainly appearance, is it not? We're gonna look at you. We're gonna like, oh damn, she has a fine body. Oh damn, she looks really pretty. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's like that.
But these days, women leave nothing to the imagination. It's almost
Yes,
like, oh, what's under that hijab? Like you don't even know.
it's not even under the hijab. It's like what's under that like what's under those clothes, right? That's what men are thinking. So
Hmm.
like that hijab is just to try and just one more level onto just covering up that way for men to indulge in then that lust. But unfortunately, society's caught up and and men
Is
aren't
it?
like that
But
anymore.
is it required if you live in the States? Because I know, like, if you go over to certain
Well,
countries,
so
you have to,
right
even if you're not.
if you go in the Middle East right now, it's not like that. Unless you go to like Saudi Arabia. In Saudi Arabia, women are
You have to.
forced to wear it, right? But like she's not wearing it. You see, she's not wearing it. But you know what I'm saying. But when she was to walk around the street with her husband, she's supposed to religiously. I don't know if she does. She probably doesn't.
But it's not required here. But in other countries, it is required.
Not well. To most people, think that in the Middle East, you have to. It's not like that anymore.
No.
It's very open now. It's more modern, right? So women are technically wearing whatever they
I
want.
know
but, like,
when I
they're
went
not just-
to the funeral, all the women had to cover up. Like I wasn't Muslim, and they said I couldn't come to the funeral unless I covered. I had to wear something on my head.
Well, I mean, most likely because one, the family is very religious. Two, it's the same reasoning. There's more reasons to why I don't particularly know, but I know this one exact reason why it's there. And to be frank, my great grandma in Syria was the first woman to fight for women to take it off. So it's
Oh, really?
yeah.
She was like the Rosa Parks of.
Actually, I could say so, yeah, because well, my great grandma stamped in the city hall. She was the first woman to hold a gun. She was the first woman to make women's rights in the Middle East. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. Who do we have on the panel
I don't know.
tonight? Oh my
I don't
God.
know. I don't know if she knows. Do you know the show Bab al Hara?
No, but I'll watch it. What's it called?
الباب شو؟
Bab al Hara?
باب الحارة? No, never heard it.
Really? You're Lebanese and you don't know it? Wow. Well, okay. It's essentially one of the most popular sitcom shows that we get it in the Middle East.
It's called
On
Bab al Hara.
Bab al Hara. You can even Google on YouTube. So on season 11, the whole season 11 is based on my great grandparents. It talks about my great grandmother being the first woman to take off the scarf and to fight for women's rights, to hold the gun. Well, it's also about my great grandfather who also fought against the French. It's a long story. I'm getting off topic. But
is there subtitles? Like, if I watch it, will I be able to understand it?
I am not sure if not on YouTube, but I would. There should be a way for you to find one that has it.
I'll figure it out. I'll check it out.
But it's coming back to just like having the scarf. That's one reason why, in our religion, it's why women have to wear that. It's to suppress men's lust, to make sure like not just them being pure, the men to be pure as well. Because you don't want no infidelity within any household. You don't want the jealousy. You don't want the pain or the damage.